Agency to the Redevelopment Agency. The Rialto Utilities Authority of Rialto and Housing Authority will come to order at this time. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Mayor Barker,
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem Scott,
Present.
Councilmember Andy Carosellis,
Present.
Councilmember Carlos Perez,
Present.
Councilmember Edwin Montoya,
Present.
City Attorney Eric Bell,
Present.
City Manager Tanya Williams.
Present.
Okay, thank you, all members present. And now we'll move into closed session. Calling our attorney, Eric Bell.
Thank you, Mayor. We have only one item on your closed session tonight. It's a conference with your real property negotiator. Your real property negotiators are your city manager, Tanya Williams, and your director of community development, Christina Taylor. The property that is the subject of our discussion is referenced by APN number in the agenda, and up for discussion is only price and terms of sale.
Thank you. Are there anyone from the audience that wish to address it? Seeing none, do I hear a motion to close?
So moved.
Motion's been made to close closed session. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposition? Hearing none, move into closed session.
Rialto, my name is Maria from the City of Rialto's Parks, Recreation, and Community Services Department, and I'm excited to share some awesome news with you. We're thrilled to announce the completion of the resurfacing project at Rialto City Park, reinforcing our City Council's commitment to maintaining high-quality public spaces that meet the needs of our families. As a family-first community, we believe that well-maintained, safe, and accessible parks foster a stronger sense of togetherness and community pride. So, what's new? First, check out these bold, vibrant colors. Not only do they look amazing, but they're designed for better visibility and to bring energy and enthusiasm. These colors reflect our city's identity and our dedication to providing top-tier recreation amenities. Plus, we've introduced Rialto's first ever pickleball courts. As part of the project, one of the tennis courts has been converted into 4 designated pickleball courts, giving our residents a fun new way to stay active. There's still more. We added our City of Rialto's Parks and Rec logo to the basketball courts and extended the fence between the pickleball and tennis courts to enhance the experience of our players. Interested in playing on the pickleball and tennis courts? Visit the Rialto Fitness and Aquatic Center for access. The basketball court is open for public use, so come in and shoot some hoops. We know that recreation plays a vital role in building a healthy and active community. That's why we continue to work towards keeping our parks, recreational facilities, and gathering places to a high standard that enhances the quality of life for our residents. This project was made possible by funding through department funds and the California Prop 68 per capita grant program. At the City of Rialto, we take pride in shaping a thriving and innovative recreational landscape, ensuring that our city keeps pace with growth while maintaining high standards our council desires and our residents deserve. We are committed to the future of Rialto, where families thrive, public spaces inspire, and recreation brings people together. We can't wait to see you at the courts.
What do you think about the new courts?
Awesome. Love the fiberglass backboard.
Nice.
And I was here the other day when they were painting it. So yeah, but I got to come with my son and shoot some hoop.
It's impressive, you know, they did a great job with them. And the colors, I love the colors.
They're so vibrant and welcoming. It's like you just want to come and buy a new basketball. I love them.
Gets your attention right away, and it's very nice to see that the city's actually doing something for the park. It's a really nice upgrade.
I like how you can raise a court, you can make it high. Lower and higher for the littler kids. I like everything about it. I like the environment. I like how it's gated up for the kids. I like it. Shout out to Rialto. Y'all doing y'all big one.
I think about the courts is fire, and thank you for our community.
Nice.
I think about the court is that I love it so much. This is every hooper's dream, and thank God for everything.
Nice.
Ooh.
What do you think? You like them?
Fire.
Yeah, you fire?
Yes.
All right, you guys want to shoot? Yeah, go.
I'm gonna shoot a half court. Hey, I'm gonna shoot a half.
The City of Rialto's upgraded permitting center is a seamless, user-friendly experience for permit applications, business license requests, and secure online payments. Designed for efficiency, transparency, and convenience, this platform is built to service residents, contractors, and city staff alike. Everything you need all in one place. Check out this introduction video to the new online permit center coming June 2nd.
Welcome to Civic Access, the online customer access portal for the City of Rialto. This introduction will navigate you through the various online services and functions offered by the City of Rialto. As a guest visiting the site, you will be able to pay invoices, search for records, and view scheduled inspections. If you are a registered user, you will have access to see more information about your applications and records, and even apply for certain development applications. To log in, click Login or Register in the top right corner of the page, or with the tile in the center of the screen. If you have not registered for Civic Access, please create an account prior to logging in. After successfully logging in, you will see additional tabs and functionality. The first tab is the Home page. This will bring you back to the main page again from wherever you are in the website. The next tab is the Apply tab. This is where you can apply for available online permit, plan, and business license applications. After clicking Apply, you will be automatically redirected to the city's decision engine, which is a guided application to help you find the correct permit, plan, or business license application to apply for. The next tab is the dashboard. In the dashboard, you will be able to see the progress of your permit and plan applications that you've submitted to the city. You will also be able to view all of your inspections and their associated statuses. Your dashboard will also show your open invoices. You can make payments by adding them to your cart and making a payment with a credit card. If you have business licenses with the city, they will be listed at the bottom of the dashboard screen. My Work is another way to see all of your associated records in a list view. It is sectioned out into permits or plans, inspections, and invoices. If you applied for a permit or plan at City Hall, you should see the record in this screen. If you have difficulty finding a particular record, you are able to filter and sort your records. There is even an option to export your records into a Microsoft Excel file. Providing the correct email address and contact information on your application is essential to being able to see your records in the online portal. Please contact the city if you are not seeing your applications in the online portal. If you want to see scheduled inspections, click on the Today's Inspections tab. If you would like to see upcoming scheduled inspections or past scheduled inspections, simply change your desired date. The Search Records tab allows you to search and view information available for permit, plan, licenses, and inspections records. You can search with record numbers, keywords, or partial descriptions. Click on the record number to see more details of the record. If you cannot locate the record you are looking for, please contact the city. The last tab is the Help tab, which is where you most likely found this video. Along with this introduction video, there will be other instruction videos and help guides available to you. If you need additional assistance, please contact the city. Now that we have gone over all of the menu options, let's quickly go over the 6 tiles that you see on the home page. These offer you another way to quickly navigate the most frequently visited menu areas of Civic Access. This has been your introduction to Civic Access, the one-stop shop for development and permit application needs. If you need any additional assistance or information with Civic Access, please contact the city. Thanks for watching.
COVID-19 emergency has hit working families hardest. That's why all across the country, community action agencies are open and here to ensure the well-being of every American family. For over 50 years, we've been delivering hope and opportunity. Now more than ever, working families need life-changing services, solutions, and stability. Contact your local community action agency today.
earthquakes you see in movies are one thing, but real life is a completely different animal. Just because you can't predict an earthquake doesn't mean that you can't prepare for one. In the event of a real earthquake, you should drop, cover, and hold on. Visit ready.gov/earthquake and practice what to do to keep you and your family safe in the event of a real earthquake, and you'll be seen as a hero by your family and your loved ones.
When the earth shakes, the ground moves, and things start to fall, you'll ask yourself, how prepared or unprepared are you? Have you removed objects? When the earth shakes, the ground moves, and things start to fall, you'll ask yourself, how prepared or unprepared are you? Have you removed objects from over the bed and over your head? Anchored your possessions securely to the wall. It won't be a pain, and you're not doing it in vain. Are your emergency kits packed? What about your family, your friends? Did they know what to do, how to get in touch, and where to meet? Do you know how to drop, cover, and hold on, covering your head and neck? What if you're outside or in a car? After the shaking stops, look around. Figure out what to do. Stay away from damaged areas. Turn on a radio. Reach out for help. And if you're trapped, do not move about. Stay calm. Only shout as a last resort. Once everything and everyone is safe, get prepared. An aftershock could be on its way. So before the earth shakes, the ground moves, and things start to fall, get prepared. Make a plan. Practice what you know, because an earthquake can happen anytime, anywhere. You never know.
Meeting will come to order. The City Council, City of Rialto, the acting successor agency to the redevelopment agency, the Rialto Utilities Authority, and the Rialto Housing Authority will now be in session. Would the clerk call the roll?
Mayor Baca,
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem Scott,
Present.
Councilmember Caricellis,
Present.
Councilmember Perez,
Present.
Councilmember Montoya,
Present.
City Attorney Eric Bell,
Present.
City Manager Tanya Williams,
Present.
and also Mayor and Mayor Pro Tem, let the record, and council members, let the record reflect that our city treasurer is absent due to illness.
Okay, at this time, I'll call to order. We've just called roll call, so we'll do the Pledge of Allegiance, and if the members from the JROTC can lead us in the flag salute as a whole. Absolutely. Will you please stand up?
Right hand over your heart. Ready? Begin.
Thank you. At this time, we'll have the invocation led by Harry Pratton with the Greater Faith Grace Bible.
Lord God, hear our plea, hear our cry this morning. Listen, O Lord, as we come before you, asking you for guidance, direction, and blessings. Thank you for all those who are present today at this council meeting. May everything be done today, Father, be done in such a way that will meet the visions that you've instilled in the hearts and the minds of this Rialto City Council. That City of Rialto continue to be a place where families are welcome and loved, valued and appreciated. And I pray, God, they go through the agenda tonight when they face those really tough, hard decisions. Give them wisdom, courage, and strength that they can make those tough decisions, Father. And may all that they do be designed to make sure Rialto is a flourishing city, a city that welcomes people, businesses to come and grow and flourish, and people they're proud to be part of the City of Rialto. Again, Father, thank you for this great, awesome City Council, administrative team, all the work they're doing, day in and day out, seen and unseen. I pray this in Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you very much, Pastor. At this time, we'll call on the city attorney to report on the closed session.
Thank you, Mayor. We only had one item on closed session this evening. It was a conference with your real property negotiator. You had a briefing from your Director of Community Development with regard to the parcels listed on the agenda. Under discussion was price and terms. There was no other reportable action on that item tonight. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We'll move on to presentations and proclamations. We have a certificate of recognition for Rialto High School JROTC that'll be presented by Council Member Edward Montoya.
Thank you, Mayor. First, before I read this recognition, I want to say thank you to everyone that showed up for us the day that we had the Veterans Stand Down. I want you guys to know that I'm still getting phone calls to this day saying that the reason that the event that we had in the city of Rialto, the Veterans Stand Down, was so successful was because of you young men and women and the leadership of our captain and sergeant major. The professionalism and leadership that you guys all had and that you brought out, I'm still getting phone calls to this day saying that this was the best veteran stand down that we've ever been to. And I have vendors and organizations that do these events all the time. And for them to say that it was the best because of you, that shows something. You guys should all be very proud of yourself and be proud of the leadership that you guys have. So what we have here is a certificate of recognition. This is on behalf of myself and the entire council and the mayor. Certificate of recognition to the Rialto High School JROTC in appreciation and special recognition of your outstanding support, dedication during the Veterans Stand Down event. Your commitment, professionalism, and service exemplifies the values of leadership and respect. Your efforts help to honor the men and women who have served our nation, and your contribution made the event truly meaningful. We commend you for your outstanding character and scholarship, along with dedication to public service and passion for making positive impact on our community. Who wants to receive this?
Our commanding officer is right behind us.
Thank you. Yeah, we'll call the council down here so we could all take a picture. Before we do that, I want to donate $1,000 to the Rialto High School JROTC.
One of you receiving it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Do we want to have somebody else holding this?
All right, you guys ready? Just get everyone in. 1, 2, 3. All right. Can we do one more, sir? We gotta do it. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Power pose. All right, perfect.
All right, thank you. Does anyone from the JROTC like to say a few words?
Absolutely, I would like to say a few words. I'm Lieutenant Curtis Durham with Rialto High School's ROTC, the Senior Naval Science Instructor for our program, and I just want to make sure that I thank everyone for your efforts, especially Councilman Montoya, who has gone above and beyond to make sure that the efforts of all these students, all these cadets have been recognized. And a lot of you guys have been around for a long time, and I just want to make sure that our gratitude is very much known and given, in that we've been working real hard. These kids have been working real hard ever since I've been there for 10 years, and very, very, very much appreciate the acknowledgement and the recognition. And I want to make sure also to give credit where credit's due. It all goes to these kids, but it also goes to a man over there, Sergeant Major Paulos. He's a fantastic leader, dynamite individual, and the best example that I think I can ever come up with for the children of Rialto, the youth here. So he's doing a fantastic job. They're doing a fantastic job. And thank you guys very much for the recognition. Very much.
Thank you. At this time, then, we'll move on to oral communications.
Yes, I have one that would like to speak in oral communication, but do they want to clear out first, please? Thank you.
Thank you, and congratulations to all of you.
Thank you, sir.
While they're clearing that, we can call Patty Rumble, please.
Hello, good evening. My name is Patty Romo, and I live down the street on Palm Avenue. I live across the street from the school, and Ed knows me really good. Thank you, Ed. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't have got that transformer, and my lights would have continued blinking for more months. Thank you for helping me. I'm back again because SCE is mean. They're doing, I'm gonna say it like it is, they're doing me and my neighbors dirty. They do power outages often. They don't tell me and my neighbors. My neighbors are not here because they're Spanish speaking and they just didn't want to come, but I'm gonna come because I don't like power outages. Every other week, you call Edison and they tell you, we don't know about anything. But yet my friends live on Foothill and Palm and on Wedgewood and Palm, and they get notices and they get the same power outage I do. So I'm just really, I want it documented that I came over here and I am telling someone that SCE is doing us dirty. They're just doing power outages, and they don't just do them for 1 hour, they do them 8 hours at a time. You know how cold it is? Or how hot it can be, or if you're working from home, you tell your boss your power's off again, he thinks I'm crazy. He's like, well, where do you live at, Patty? I'm like, in Rialto. So anyways, I want it documented that I came. Ed has hooked me up with Tim, and he's gonna help me get some contacts, because it's just ridiculous. If they would give us notices, at least me and my neighbors, like they do to other people in other streets, then it would be okay. But don't give me a notice when I call and you tell me that there's no power outage and we're all, me and my neighbors are standing outside. I mean, they're just doing us dirty. And I don't know if it's because I live in I don't live in Las Colinas, because I live in Las Cardenas area. I don't know if that makes a difference or not, but I'm here to have it documented that enough is enough. And hopefully this gentleman, Tim, will help me get some contacts and have some people listen to me. I have a second complaint. I Facebooked a couple of you guys a couple of months ago because Cardenas had all their trash piled up, and when the wind blows, it blows over to our street. I am sick and tired of going to all the shopping centers and their trash cans are piled up, and I'll tell the people, when the wind blows, it comes to our houses, and they're like, well, we have these people that come around. The property doesn't allow us to change. Enough, if you're a business, you should be able to afford to have your trash picked up. Cardenas has somebody coming around picking up the trash, and it fills up really fast. But there's also like the Family Dollars, there's on Foothill, on Baseline, the shopping centers, the supermarkets. That's a lot of trash. I'm sorry, I don't know where you guys all live that you guys don't see the trash, but enough is enough with the trash of these businesses. They have to be held accountable. That's their parking lot, that's their business, they need to pick up their trash, because when the wind blows, the trash is all over here. All the trash comes down Palm and Willow and everything, so that's my beef. And I wanted to come and bring you awareness, and again, documented that I'm gonna start coming and doing this again. I used to come all the time, and you guys don't know who I am, but I'm gonna start coming again. And I'm here to get a document about the power, because the first time that this whole thing about Edison happened is we were having flickering lights for 2 months. We're calling Edison, me and my neighbors. Nobody would listen to us. I got a hold of Ed, I don't know who he called, and they figured out it was a transformer, but that was months of suffering that you're just having lights flickering. So thank you, Ed, and thank you, Tim, and that's all. And the trash, please do something about it, please. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Patty, for informing us of the outages that you're having around your neighborhood. I know that Southern California Edison probably is hearing this meeting right now, and I'm sure that Melissa, the governmental affairs rep, probably heard the message, and if not, I know that Tim does a really good job in following through, and hopefully that we can remedy the situation of the outages that you do have, so you don't have them concurrently as you have had them in the past. And then with the merchants, hopefully that we can send out a notice to the businesses in the surrounding area to make sure that they pick up their trash. I'm sure that Burtec has a lot of the bins that are there for them to put in their trash. So we just need to inform the businesses that they need to go around picking up the trash, because we don't want it flying or going anywhere else within our cities, because we want to make sure that our city is beautified, kept clean, and has a positive image. Again, Patty, thank you very much for coming. Thank you. Any other oral communications? Seeing no other oral communications, we'll move on to the consent calendar. Is there any item that any member wishes to remove or continue? Hearing none, do I hear a motion?
Move approval.
Motion's been made by Mayor Pro Tem Ed Scott, seconded by Carla Perez. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any oppositions? Hearing none, we'll move on to our TAP items. We'll move on to TAP number 1. And this is a public hearing. Notice.
Good evening, Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, and members of the council. This evening, I am requesting that the City Council conduct a public hearing for the placement of liens for delinquent refuse collection accounts for the second quarter of 2025. On October 28, 2025, the City Council scheduled the public hearing for this evening, December 9th, to review and consider the placement of liens related to delinquent refuse. The notices were mailed to the owners of the properties shown in Attachment 1 on November 14th of 2025. At this time, I request that the City Council conduct the public hearing, take public testimony, and consider placement of liens against the delinquent properties identified in Exhibit A of the resolution, and adopt Resolution Number 8438, authorizing the filing of liens against the properties for delinquent refuse accounts with the San Bernardino County Auditor Controller Recorder's Office. This concludes my presentation, and I'm available for any questions.
Are there any questions from members of the public? Hearing none, we could have a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Motion's been made by Carla Perez, seconded by Mayor Pro Tem Ed Scott. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Now we'll move on to the item in terms of
Move approval of Resolution 8438.
motion's been made by Mayor Pro Tem Ed Scott, seconded by Andy Caraceres. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposition? Hearing none, motion carries. Move on to TAP number 2.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor Baca, Mayor Pro Tem Scott, and City Council members. The item before you is for City Council to approve a lease agreement between the city and Snacks SB LLC, doing business as 985 Coffee, for the John Longville Train Depot. The lease term is for 5 years with 1 3-year extension option. The first year rent amount is $1,500.
Move approval.
Second.
Seconded by Edwin Montoya. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Hearing none, motion carries. Thank you very much, Paul. We'll move on to tab number 3.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Before you this evening is a disaster relief program. The request by staff is to review and approve or adopt the disaster relief program and adopt a resolution amending the fiscal year budget, appropriating $100,000 to fund the disaster relief. On Friday, November 21st, the Vista View Apartments suffered a fire that destroyed 16 apartment units and displaced approximately 70 people. At the City Council meeting on November 25th, the City Council directed staff to establish a disaster relief fund and allotted $100,000 to directly assist the residents. Since that time, city staff has developed guidelines for the administration of the program. These are included in your staff report as attachment 1. These guidelines are designed to be applicable for a variety of disaster situations, so the program will not have to be reworked in the event another disaster, a different type of disaster occurs. The funds can be utilized to provide support or relief to the Rialto residents. The program outlines included in your staff report address eligibility requirements, documentation requirements, expenses, reimbursements, and things like application review process and compliance and audit requirements that the city may have. I'm happy to answer any questions about the program. I can walk through it directly or just entertain questions from council at this time.
Are there any questions by any member of the council? We had already voted on this, discussed it in the past, so.
Is there any request to speak on this item?
Yes, we have a whole stack.
Okay, thank you. We'll call on individuals that are interested in speaking. Will the clerk call the first individual?
Anna Gonzalez.
All right. Good evening, Mayor, Council, staff and community here and at home. My name is Ana Gonzalez. I'm here with the Center for Community Action and Environmental Justice, speaking on behalf of the families displaced from the Vista View apartments and supporting them through this crisis. I want to address concerns raised regarding the disaster relief program guidelines and specifically the expectation that families disclose every form of support they have received and produce extensive documentation in order to qualify for the aid. Let me be clear, in the middle of a disaster, our role is not to vet families. It is to protect them, to help them. When 16 families lost everything overnight, there was no time to create intake systems or gather paperwork. We stepped in because there was an immediate human need. Mothers, children, elders standing in the cold with nowhere to go. That is what disaster response looks like. I heard comments from staff last week saying we have to be careful about distributing taxpayer funds. Well, these families are tax-paying Rialto residents. Many of them have lived, worked, and raised their families in this community for over a decade. They are not outsiders. They are not opportunists, and they are your neighbors. For that reason, tying relief eligibility to disclosure of every donation, every hotel receipt, every item lost while they are still traumatized and displaced creates barriers, not solutions. At the last meeting when we asked for the City Council to declare an emergency, it was not just to unlock funding. Although that is a critical need, it was also to allow the city to use emergency powers to protect tenants from unsafe conditions, prevent displacement, and respond with an urgency. An emergency is not just a word, it's a tool. And these families need that tool right now. Families in temporary housing are being offered units with serious health and safety violations. Where is code enforcement? Infestations, broken appliances, and conditions none of us would ever put our families through. I hope the city is paying close attention because disaster relief is not about financial support. It is about ensuring families are rehoused safely and with dignity. I urge the council to reevaluate the documentation burden for the families, remove duplication of benefits, prioritize immediate need over bureaucracy, rephrase language that can deter folks from seeking help, ensure rehousing meets basic health and safety standards. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you do the right thing tonight.
And what is this name right here? What is that? Yeah, last name. You don't know the last name? I have Lizette. I don't know how you pronounce your last name.
Mi nombre es Lizeth Gudiño y soy una de las 16 familias afectadas del incendio. Vengo aquí a hablar con el concilio. Todavía no nos han respondido, no está nada claro.
So good evening, my name is Lizette Coutinho. I'm one of the 16 families affected by the fires. I'm here tonight to speak to the council because we feel they have not responded and it is not clear where we're at.
Hasta el día de hoy estamos viviendo en un hotel. No nos han respondido las personas de los departamentos. Nos mostraron, a mí me han mostrado un departamento que está inhabitable. Está infestado de cucarachas, tiene un nido de arañas, tiene puertas caídas, tengo fotos y es lo que me han ofrecido para vivir. Tengo una bebé chiquita. Yo no puedo vivir ahí, no es habitable. Entonces, me siento perdida.
She says she's feeling lost. Up until tonight, she's been staying in hotels, and the people from the apartments have not been responding to her. She says the apartments that she has been shown were infested with roaches, spiders, and have doors that are falling off, which is a safety hazard for her small children.
No lo piensan arreglar, a lo que me dijeron. Era para que nos movamos, tengamos un hogar, pero ese no es un hogar digno de una familia.
So they have no plans to fix these said units that they've shown, and this is not a home for families.
No sabemos qué va a pasar el día de mañana para comer. No tenemos un hogar. Estamos en un hotel. Estamos en algo incierto. Las 16 familias dijeron que ya nos habían acomodado. Es mentira, no estamos acomodadas. Hasta el día de hoy estamos en el hotel. Y no nos han dicho qué va a pasar tampoco. También venimos a hablar por lo del dinero que se había ya ganado a nosotros. Entonces queremos saber qué va a pasar con eso también.
So as 16 families are in an uncertain position, we're staying up in hotels up until this point. It has been said that we have all been accommodated, but that is not the case. We are still trying to figure out food and other resources. And tonight we're here to speak about the funds that were appropriated to us and where have they gone, or where are they?
Les pedimos su ayuda. Les pedimos que no nos dejen en el olvido. Y pues que son los que nos pueden ayudar a nosotros en este momento.
So we come asking for your help. Do not leave us out in the cold. Do not forget about us. We are asking you who can help us to help us.
Gracias.
Thank you.
I only have one here.
No, it's two.
Oh, Claudia Ole.
Buenas tardes, mi nombre es Claudia Olaya. Veníamos otra vez a hablar con usted, señor alcalde, porque de todas las promesas que nos han hecho, ninguno nos ha cumplido nada.
Good evening. We are here to speak to you again about the promises that you've made us, Mayor and Council, because none of these promises have been met.
Nos tienen de un hotel para otro, nos tienen así. Estamos aquí las 16 familias para decirle otra vez de que se ponga la mano en el corazón y nos ayude de verdad, que si dicen algo que lo cumplan, porque nos tienen solamente con mentiras, con promesas y ninguno ha cumplido nada.
So us 16 families are here to ask you to put your hand on your heart and to fulfill the promises that you've made, because we've been shuffling from hotel to hotel and we need a shelter.
La primera vez que vinimos acá, usted nos dijo que nos iba a dar un dinero, ahora nos pusieron un requisito que tenemos que tener una cantidad de documentos, de papeles, para poderlo repartir aquí entre todos nosotros, y como usted entenderá, todo lo que nosotros teníamos se quemó en el incendio. Entonces no sé, o sea, cómo vamos a hacer para que nos puedan por lo menos dar una parte del dinero que usted nos prometió.
So last time you were here, you appropriated these funds, but the paperwork that is required for these funds is extensive and we've lost everything in the fire. So we are here to ask you to help us out because this is what you've promised us.
Yo sé que para ustedes es muy molesto, yo creo que nosotros estemos acá siempre como en lo mismo, pero pues solamente le estamos diciendo de que esta vez que nos ayude, o sea, nos ayude y para poder nosotros tener una Navidad digna, como la van a tener todos ustedes en su casa.
So we understand that it may be bothersome that we come to speak about the same topic again and again, but we are coming to ask you that you make good on your promise so that we can have a dignified Christmas in the same way that you all will.
Pues yo creo que ya, digamos más, digamos menos, yo creo que eso ya pues está entre ustedes, que pueden hacer por nosotros, las familias damnificadas, para poder tener pues un hogar digno. Gracias.
So thank you. It's up to you guys to make good on your promise so that these families can have a dignified home.
Next person we have is Gilmer Young. You don't even know either. Guillermo? Guillermo? Okay, well, their writing is not the best. Okay.
Buenas noches a todos. Pues yo soy una de las 16 familias damnificadas sobre lo del incendio que sucedió el 21 de noviembre aquí en Rialto. Y pues, estoy un poquito nerviosa. Y pues vengo para pedir ayuda, ¿verdad? Que hasta ahorita yo soy una de las que no todavía no están ubicadas en un lugar para vivir, todavía seguimos en el hotel. Yo tengo 4 hijos y pues todavía estamos ahí en el hotel y necesitamos que nos ayuden a meter un poco de presión a lo de los apartamentos.
Good evening. I'm one of the 16 families affected here. We are here to ask for your help to put pressure upon the people who own the apartment buildings. I am one of the families that has not been rehomed, and I'm asking for your help.
Hasta ahorita, yo tenía, bueno, casi la mayoría teníamos apartamentos de 2 recámaras, 2 baños. Ahorita solamente nos han ofrecido, bueno, en lo personal a mí, yo hablo por mí, solamente me han ofrecido apartamentos de 2 recámaras y no habitables y un baño. Entonces, un baño para 5 personas es muy difícil como para irnos a vivir, o sea, siendo que pagábamos un apartamento de 2 recámaras, 2 baños y ahora nos quiere meter en un apartamento de 2 recámaras y un baño para 5 personas, o sea, no se puede.
So she says the majority of the units were 2-bed, 2-bath units, and that she won't speak for everyone, but for herself, they have been trying to rehome her into a unit with 1 bathroom and 2 bedrooms. She says amongst 5 people, this is just not possible. So she's asking for your help because some of these apartments are also uninhabitable.
Ahora es la segunda vez que me sucede que me dicen, vaya a mirar un apartamento y solamente lo que hacen es de que voy y me enseñan un apartamento que no está listo y me dicen, es que solamente es para que mires lo que más o menos te vamos a dar. Entonces, es como estar jugando.
So she says this is the second time now that she's been shown a unit that was not ready to be moved into. And she says that when they show her the unit, they say that this is just an example of what you will get. So she feels like they're playing games by not showing her the actual unit that she will be living in.
Y pues solamente vengo a pedir que por favor nos ayuden a meter presión para que nos den lo que realmente necesitamos o lo que al menos teníamos, que no nos den menos.
So she's asking, please help put pressure upon this apartment building unit's owners to give us not exactly what we need, but at least what we deserve, so that we can continue to go on.
Ahora otra cosa, de que hay un fondo de, me parece de $15,000 y quisiera preguntar acerca de qué va a pasar con ese fondo que está ahí de $15,000.
So she's asking about a $15,000 fund, and she's wondering what's happening with this fund, and what can they do about it.
Eso sería todo. Gracias.
That'll be all. Thank you.
Claudia Cuevas.
Hola, muy buenas tardes. Mi nombre es Claudia Cuevas.
Good evening. My name is Claudia Cueva.
Soy organizadora en el Centro Comunitario de Acción y Justicia Ambiental.
I'm an organizing member of Community Action Environmental Justice Group.
Estamos aquí presentes apoyando a las familias damnificadas con el incendio de Rialto, de la ciudad de Rialto,
We are here representing the families that are affected by the fires
y darnos cuenta que nuestra ciudad no está preparada para una catástrofe de esta magnitud.
and we're realizing that our city is not prepared for a catastrophe of this level.
Ha sido muy frustrante que somos el único grupo que hemos estado presentes 24/7.
It is frustrating that we are the only group that is present 24/7.
Es frustrante escuchar a las familias llorar,
It's frustrating hearing the families cry,
pidiendo ayuda y no saber dónde dirigirlos.
asking for help and not knowing where to direct them.
Es muy incómodo escuchar cómo les prometen cosas y no cumplen.
It's really uncomfortable to hear how things are promised and they are not met.
Redes sociales se llenó de donaciones y gente que estaba ayudando cuando no ha habido nadie.
Social media filled the gap where there was no one else with donations.
Y los que hemos estado presentes lo podemos comprobar con fotografías.
And the ones who are there can prove it with photos.
Las familias se dirigen siempre hacia nosotros pidiendo un poquito de ayuda y compasión.
The families depend on us for compassion and ask for our help.
Hemos llorado mucho al lado de ellos.
And we've fought alongside them.
Nos hemos puesto en sus zapatos.
We've built ourselves in their shoes
Nosotros tenemos un lugar con nuestras familias donde llegar a dormir,
because we have a family to come home to.
comer 3 veces al día.
3 meals a day.
Escuchar en el grupo que tenemos de las familias en el WhatsApp preguntando a qué horas vamos a dar la comida, rompe el corazón.
Hearing in our WhatsApp group that the families are asking what time they will have dinner
Y
breaks their heart.
todavía las familias no tienen una respuesta.
And these families still don't have an answer.
Y escuchar las preguntas que vienen hacia nosotros diciendo que a las escuelas se les ha dicho que ya los niños tienen un hogar cuando es mentira.
So hearing that the schools are telling the kids that they've had a home when they don't is frustrating.
Cuando el hotel les promete algo, apartamento, y es mentira.
When the hotel has promised them an habitable unit and it's not.
Cuando dicen que van a pagar la misma cantidad y es mentira, les están cobrando el gas, que cuando muchos hicieron contrato no venía eso. Les están cobrando su espacio de donde guardaban sus carros cuando también lo tenían en su apartamento y es pura mentira. Son costos excesivos que están teniendo las familias.
So they're being told that the price that they will pay is the same, but it's not true because they are now going to be required to pay a gas bill and the parking spaces that were previously included with their old contract.
Y eso no lo traen a nosotros. Nosotros no podemos hacer nada por las familias, solo ustedes.
And this group cannot do anything to help those families with that respect, so they're asking for your help with this.
Están pidiendo la ayuda de los $100,000 y ver cómo los van a repartir para las familias. Las familias necesitan todo lo necesario, refrigerador, estufa, lo básico para cocinar, para guardar sus alimentos. Hay niños de por medio.
So they're asking for your help with basic commodities such as fridges and stoves, things to hold the clothes for their children.
No están pidiendo lujos,
They're not
están
asking for
pidiendo lo
luxuries.
necesario.
They're asking for the
Un
necessary.
hogar digno, un hogar limpio, un hogar no infectado de animales, una alfombra limpia porque hay niños pequeños. No es mucho lo que pedimos, que la ciudad por favor verifique a los apartamentos lo que les están ofreciendo a las familias. No ha habido nadie que se presente a decir, déjame ver si califican los apartamentos que les están ofreciendo a las familias presentes, si son habitables, si ellos pueden vivir ahí. No ha habido nadie representando a la ciudad para nuestras familias.
So there's been no one from the city representing to say that these units are verifiably habitable, that these kids need clean mattresses and places to stay.
Necesitamos, por favor, que ya tomen acción. Necesitamos su presencia de todos ahí. Que las familias sepan quiénes son los que nos dirigen en nuestra ciudad.
So we need you as representatives of our community to be there for these families.
Nos preguntan las familias que hay un fondo de $15,000 que está recaudando la ciudad para las familias damnificadas. Nadie se ha presentado o decirle a las familias cómo van a otorgar esos $15,000.
So the families have been speaking about a $15,000 fund, and these families have no idea how to access these funds, and the city has not.
Nosotros no podemos resolver esas preguntas. Por eso hoy vienen hacia ustedes. Nosotros somos su apoyo. Nosotros solo nos pusimos en sus zapatos.
So we cannot provide these answers the way you can. We ask that you help us help them.
Hemos llorado mucho. Por favor, tóquense el corazón. De verdad, hemos llorado mucho con ellos. Ha sido demasiado la carga de ver a las familias cómo sufren, de ver a las familias pidiendo ayuda. Que si no hubiera sido por Ana, hubieran estado ese día en la calle. Si no hubiera sido por Ana, que pidió al distrito escolar que abrieran la escuela, hubieran pasado ese día del incidente en la calle.
So we're asking for your help to share some of the emotional burden that we have had in dealing with these families, and that if it were not for Anna, asking the school district for a place to stay, these people would be in the streets.
Y necesitamos, por favor, ya no venir a decir que necesitamos la ayuda, que ustedes vienen Navidad, van a estar en su casa ustedes muy confortables, van a tener visita, van a tener una cena en familia y risas. Ellos no tienen nada.
So they're asking that you please, while you're having a comfortable Christmas with your family, your laughs and your food, you think of these families who do not have anything.
Y perdón si me expreso así, ha sido mucho, ha sido 3 semanas de escucharlos a todos ellos. Ha sido 3 semanas que hemos estado solas con las familias. Discúlpenme si me escuché grosera, ofensiva, no quiero ser esa persona, pero quiero que se pongan un poquito en la situación de ellos, de cada uno de ellos, de sus hijos, cómo lloran, de sus hijos, de ver que los papás se hacen fuertes y los hijos se caen y no han estado ahí para ellos.
Sorry for expressing myself in this way, but we've been with these families for the last 3 weeks and I've heard their stories. We've seen parents cave when they need to be strong for their children, and we're asking for your help.
Por favor, ellos realmente necesitan su ayuda. Por favor, ayúdenlos de verdad. Gracias.
These residents need your help. Please help them.
Thank you. Are there any others?
Yes.
Okay.
You have Doria Cortez.
Buenas tardes, mi nombre es Dora Cortés.
Good afternoon. My name is Dora Cortez.
Vengo a pedirles y suplicarles que por favor los ayuden. No me he visto nada de ayuda de ustedes desde que se nos quemaron nuestros departamentos. Nosotros esperábamos una cena de acción de gracias con toda nuestra familia y se nos acabó.
So tonight we come to ask for your help. We are waiting to have the dinner with our families that we so wish to have on Thanksgiving, and we need your help.
Ahora voy a las tiendas y miro a toda la gente que anda comprando sus regalos para su Navidad, todo. Y nosotros estamos luchando por un techo, nomás queremos un techo. Nosotros no queremos nada más ni hacernos ricos. Lo único que teníamos, nuestro techo. Todas las 16 familias nos quedamos en la calle. No nos ofrecen nada.
So we go out and we see people buying their Christmas gifts, but really what we want is just a roof over our heads. That's all we're asking for, not to get rich or for luxuries, just a roof over our heads.
Se los pido de todo corazón y en nombre de Dios que nos ayuden, por favor. Que tenemos todas las familias, los niños, los ancianos, todas las personas en la calle. Ir a trabajar a las 3 de la mañana, tener que ir a hacer lonche, ¿dónde lo vamos a hacer? Llegar cansados ya en la noche y en lo mismo, no tenemos un techo, no tenemos una cama, no tenemos nada. Nadie nos ofrece y lo que nos ofrecen no está adecuado.
So we're in the streets, and when we have to go to work early in the morning, like at 3 in the morning, it's very hard. When we have to come back from said shift and prepare a lunch with nowhere to prepare it, it is difficult. We are asking for your help.
Ahora miren el pino tan hermoso que está y nosotros qué vamos a tener esta Navidad. No vamos a tener nada nosotros, ustedes sí. Ustedes van a llegar a gusto a comer su cena navideña, su año nuevo y nosotros vamos a estar llorando. ¿Qué vamos a hacer? Más que eso, por favor, se los pido de todo corazón y la ayuda que nos ofrecieron, si nos pueden ayudar, de todo corazón se los vamos a agradecer porque no tenemos, se nos quemaron los papeles. No sé qué requisitos nos puedan pedir, ustedes sabrán, si nos los prometieron, se los estamos pidiendo por favor.
So look at this beautiful Christmas tree. We won't have this tree. We won't have any of these things for our Christmas. We're asking for the help that you provided in the funding and that the requirements that you put forth are fair, seeing as we've lost all of our paperwork.
Y de todo corazón, aquí está Ana, que ella nos ha tendido la mano con la fuerza de Dios. Y le agradezco de todo corazón y todas las familias porque sin ella nosotros estuviéramos realmente en la calle. Muchísimas gracias.
So with the help of Anna and God, we think that we are not in the streets and we need your help as well. Good night.
Maylene Toya. Maylene.
Buenas tardes a todos los miembros de la Junta del Concilio. Uno de mis mayores concerns que tengo es, leí, creo que la semana pasada, el draft acerca de cómo se van a distribuir los fondos que la ciudad ha creado. Y me da mucha preocupación porque creo que hay muchos requisitos de los que no vamos a poder cumplir.
Good evening, Council. I come to you tonight because last week I read a draft that was put forth about the funding and find that a lot of families are not going to be able to meet the requirements for the funding.
Ya, como los recibos de las cosas que perdimos o copias de nuestros impuestos o fotos o videos, todo eso está allá y no hemos ni siquiera tenido acceso a ver cómo han estado los daños.
So the receipts for the things that we had, video proof, photo proof, tax returns, we will not be able to reproduce because we've not even been able to see the unit and the damage that was caused at the unit.
Ya, solo espero que no haya tanta burocracia para poder acceder a esos fondos, porque si no vamos a quedar en las mismas.
So I just hope that there's not too much bureaucracy in accessing these funds because otherwise we'll just be where we already are.
Una de las preguntas o muchas de las preguntas frecuentes que las familias le hacen a Ana y ella no tiene la respuesta es acerca del City Fund de los $100,000 y de un GoFundMe que anda en las redes sociales de $15,000. Ellos hacen preguntas o hacemos preguntas de si eso es junto o es separado. Hay muchas dudas para nosotros.
So the residents have a lot of questions about the $100,000 grant relief fund and the $15,000 GoFundMe that is circulating on social media, and that Anna cannot answer the questions as to how they can be accessed.
Estamos agradecidos por la ayuda temporal que hemos recibido de tenernos en los hoteles, pero ya necesitamos un techo permanente para comenzar de nuevo.
We're thankful for the temporary help since the fire, but we do need a permanent place to stay.
Para comenzar de nuevo y un poco de ayuda para comenzar de nuevo. Sé que para eso es el propósito de esos fondos.
So to be able to start over again, we need these funds.
Y pues con los apartamentos, los property managements no es tan rápido. Todavía estamos en el hotel igual que otras familias y porque la razón no se nos ha ofrecido los apartamentos de igual valor que teníamos, siempre es más bajo, o 2 recámaras, un baño en lugar de 2 recámaras, 2 baños, o pagar adicionales por utilities como el trash o el sewer o el garaje que antes no pagábamos.
So the response from the hotel management or the apartment management has been very slow, and the units that are being shown are just not up to par with the units that they previously inhabited, either through size or quality, and details such as utilities and garage spaces, which they previously did not have to pay.
Tenemos la esperanza de que a lo mejor para Navidad ya podamos estar en nuestro hogar permanente y le pedimos la ayuda con eso. Muchas gracias.
We have hope that we'll be in a permanent place by Christmas, and we ask for your help.
We have Myra. Myra.
Hi everyone, my name is Myra Sid, and I am just here to ask for help, financial help for all of us. So you know, just so we can start a home again. You know, last 2 weeks ago, they did offer me an apartment. I have not been able to move in. The sink still doesn't work. It's dirty. I don't mind cleaning it, but just, you know, I would want like at least a working sink, you know, something where my kids can be safe. You know, they've added fees. You know, now we gotta pay gas, we gotta pay garage fees, things that we were not prepared for. And I just ask for you guys to help us out. You know, now we have to start over. These fees would help out. I know that everybody says, oh, you guys really don't need help, right? Because the city's already helping you guys, but we haven't received anything. And I just ask if you guys can, you know, do something for us. I know there's some families that still have not had an apartment. They have not offered them. I'm thankful that they did. I just hope that it gets fixed, you know, soon. I haven't heard of when, you know, when they can start fixing these apartments. But I'm going to see if you guys can help out and kind of talk to management, or, you know, or if you guys want to go look at the apartments your guys selves and, you know, kind of see the conditions of these apartments that are being offered to us. And that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for your time. That's your last speaker.
That was the last one. Okay, thank you very much, all of you, you know, who came up and testified. I have a couple of questions, and I'll start with the first one, and then I'll ask my other colleagues if they want to ask any additional questions. And my question is to the city of Rialto. Why have they not received any funds at all as of yet?
So there were some funds dispersed from the management company, and there have been some funds dispersed from the Red Cross, is our understanding. From our program, tonight is the step we need to take in order to be able to disperse the funds. We had to allocate it to the budget, and then we had to have some guidelines in place in order for us to even
So
get
we
that
have
ball
not
rolling.
dispersed anything since November the 27th, when the council approved this?
Correct.
Then my next question would be, well, I'm hoping that we expedite the assistance to these people that need the help. And then also, when I read the requirements on here, I think we need to make some modifications and some exceptions to the requirements out here, because there's, you know, these people have lost almost everything, so it becomes very difficult to prove that you have anything in possession at that time. All you know is that they were residents, and the landlord can testify that they were actually tenants in that place. So that should be some sufficient enough, so when I look at this requirements, we need to modify it to allow that process to occur, so this way they can get assistance. Otherwise, if we go by this requirement that is here, it becomes very difficult. Is that correct, Attorney?
I can't say whether it's difficult or not.
Well, it would be very difficult, right? I mean, if you lost everything, would it be very difficult for you to have documents?
It would certainly be easier if there was no documentation requirement, but we are dealing with public funds, and we need to be able to verify that the people are residents or the leaseholder or the
Yeah, residences, and that's where the landlord can, you know, has them already having leases in those areas for those apartments that they had. I mean, so that's a problem that currently exists. So there needs to be some modification, as I read this as well. And then, you know, when it says legal residence, all we really mean by that terminology is just a resident at that point, not a, you know, any other definition, or is that different definition?
No, that's correct. The term legal resident is simply a resident of the city that can establish their residency.
Okay, they can be interpreted different ways, and people get scared when they look at something like this.
It has nothing to do with anybody's immigration status.
Okay, thank you for clarification on that. And then it seems like some of the problems that they're having right now, and this is just my suggestion to Anna, is that you should go to legal counsel and try to get ACLU, to help them out, or get, Tim Prince has already agreed to help them, to work with the landlord that needs to be done as well, because some of this is legal action that does not pertain to what the city can do. And it has to be done by someone else against the landlord, not against the city. Can't do that. We can't force the landlord to do anything. Is that correct, City Attorney?
As I understand the facts, yes, that's correct today.
So the only way it can be done is if it's done through an outside source, putting pressure on the landlord to make sure that they're following through with what they are required to do. Now, when I read this other document too as well, it becomes very difficult to determine the assistance that you're getting from each of the entities that are described on here as part of the requirement. Because you don't know how much is coming from the Red Cross or coming from other areas. And then my last question would be is, what's the status of our GoFundMe page?
So I can answer that. The city's GoFundMe page was established the day after the council action, so November 26th. I haven't checked it today, but I think as of last week, it had about $6,000 in there.
Sorry, it's slightly over $15,000 at this point.
So we've received even more donations into that GoFundMe account.
Yeah, and there, the same thing with the requirements there should be some modifications in it, some exceptions too as well, that would allow them to get assistance, because we hate for any of them to be displaced, being put in some of these homes or some of these apartments where they're crowded. And then I heard the one had 4 children, earlier. It's very difficult to put that family with another family if they're putting them together or not. I don't know. But there's possibilities, and I don't know whose responsibility it would be to check that out, to make sure that families are being placed and are not being displaced, and it's actually factual, not hearsay. I'll turn it over to Councilmember Mayor Pro Tem Ed Scott.
Thank you. I have a few questions. Ms. Taylor, you've met with the property owners of the complex. Currently, how many families do they say have been placed in apartments who have signed actual leases?
As of about 4:40 this afternoon, 10 of the 16 units have either moved in, transferred, or have keys to new units.
And that leaves 6 or 7?
6, right. And so 2 units are pending move-in, meaning they're looking at their options that have been offered. 2 units have indicated they do not need help with accommodations. 1 unit is pending a decision on an offer made by the apartment complex, and they have not decided yet. And then 1 unit has declined all offers so far.
And of the 6 units that haven't been placed, are they currently staying in a hotel?
Yes, so let's see. 1, 2. Yes, 3, 4. So all of them but 1 are currently at the Ayers.
The Ayers Hotel, and is the city paying for those hotel rooms?
Yes, and so staff had made contact.
So we have expended money?
We have not been billed by the Ayers yet, but yes, we will be expending money as soon as they send us the
Okay, so we've
invoice.
taken responsibility of those
Correct,
rooms.
and that happened the day after the council meeting last.
And they will be provided those rooms until such time as they have suitable apartments?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And it's my understanding that the Red Cross has expended some funds. Do we know how much those funds are, who they've gone to?
So I don't have the specific information on how much exactly went to everybody. individually, but there were 17 cases opened by the Red Cross with just under $14,000 in financial assistance provided in total.
Okay, and is the school district providing any housing for anybody or hotel rooms?
Not that I'm aware of at this time, no.
Okay, so that's incorrect. Excuse me, can we please keep it quiet so that we can ask questions of staff? We've let you speak, and now it's our turn to speak, and we need to hear from staff so we can make a good decision for you. Thank you.
Silencio, por favor. Ahora los otros estamos hablando. Ya ustedes hablaron.
So we're taking care of hotels. The criteria, and I do agree with the mayor on a couple of things here. It's pretty hard for any of these families to provide photos of damages because they're not allowed into these apartments.
Sure.
So they don't really know what's in their apartment. They're two-bedroom apartments. I think it would be pretty easy to figure out what's in a two-bedroom apartment and be able to assist them. And it was also my understanding that the Red Cross would assist with furniture, appliances, et cetera. Is that correct, Chief Jensen?
Yes, the Red Cross is still assisting through third-party resources to provide furniture, appliances, and so forth.
Okay, and have you verified that with the Red Cross?
Yes, sir. I spoke with them at 5:30 this evening to confirm.
Okay, so I think we need to go through this with the city manager and take out the things that we know, or at least waive the things that we know cannot be done reasonably. And then start processing people to assist them. I think we need, with the people that got up and spoke tonight, I think we need to get the apartment managers in a room with these residents and iron out the issues between them and the residents. I think we have to mediate that. If it can't be mediated, then they need to go seek legal counsel and deal with the landlord. But hopefully we could come to a reasonable understanding with the landlord and the residents.
Okay.
And I want to clarify who qualifies for this. It's residents that have rental agreements with the apartment complex. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Mayor Pro Tem, correct, the guidelines currently say that the appropriate applicant and the person that would receive money is the named lessee on the lease.
Okay, so whoever's on a lease.
Correct.
Husband and wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, brother, sister, whatever it is.
Correct, and it would be one amount for that unit.
For the unit,
Correct.
okay, all right. So I think the first thing we have to establish is what amount of funds do they qualify on an average two-bedroom apartment? My understanding from when I talked to the land or the management company and even the chief, there was a belief that the units that were smoke damage, fire damage, or unrecoverable, probably most of the rest of them, furniture-wise, is unrecoverable because of water damage. Would that be correct, Chief?
Yes, sir.
So there may be some personal items that they can reclaim, but there's not a lot of value to personal items. I mean, those are photographs and family mementos and stuff like that. So hopefully they can recover what they can recover. But I think we need to move ahead assisting those who are in apartments, getting what they need into their apartments. And it needs to be reasonable things. I know I've gotten some calls about people wanting computers and cell phones and stuff like that. I'm not sure that those kind of items qualify. And hopefully people had some insurance, although I'm doubtful that most renters don't have renter's insurance like they should. But again, the apartment complex has some responsibility here, and that's a legal matter, as the mayor has established between the resident and the apartment complex. So, I want to move forward with this tonight so that we can start assisting, but I want to make sure you and your staff are available starting tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
To start processing stuff and moving forward.
Yep.
I have Councilmember Edward Montoya, then Councilmember Andy Caraceres.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mayor. I agree with the mayor and Mayor Pro Tem regarding the terminology on the guidelines. There's some things here that do need to get fixed. But one thing that's concerning, I've spoken to some of these residents, and they claim that there's been no funding as far as Red Cross, and there's minimal funding. There's minimal funding from the landlord. Is there a way that we can get a list of who has been paid by which entity?
So I have a list from the management company for every unit, what's been dispersed, and when it was done. So I do have that for all 16 units. From the Red Cross, that may take a little more work. I'm not sure what they disclose as far as what's been provided to each individual for aid. Like I said, I have the totals from Red Cross that they've assisted the 17 families and what that total amount of assistance was provided, but we can reach out to them and see if it's possible to get a further breakdown.
Okay. Now, as far as I know, we're supposed to be approving the program guidelines tonight, but if we have to modify the terminology, I don't think that should hold us back from.
We can give that authority to the city manager.
Okay, I think that should be done. Now, do we create a small committee to do something like that, to revise these guidelines?
I think the committee is the city manager and Ms. Taylor.
Okay.
In council, there's several sections that deal with receipts and bills and things like that. If the council is willing to waive those for this particular incident.
I think I may have mentioned that
Yes.
earlier, that it should have been waived, because there should be exceptions. There's no way that they can have proof.
I understand, Mayor, we just need a decision from the council to give us direction. If you're
I think you
willing
got
to
it.
do that, and you vote on that works.
That's why I'm saying we should sit down with the apartment management probably, or any management in another apartment complex, and determine what on average is in a 2-bedroom apartment, and come up with an amount of money to assist in replacing the items that they need to replace.
If the fund has $115,000, including your $100,000 tonight and the 15 in GoFundMe, that in their 16 units or families involved, that's $7,187 fees.
But that doesn't include the hotel expense.
No, that doesn't include it. That's just.
As far as I'm understanding, the money that we're attempting to give them is not to replenish their furnishings. It's to help them live, to help them to have housing, to help them get into their new apartment and get those essential items.
I think the previous landlord has already done that with the majority of them.
Okay. Andy?
Yes. Thank you, Mayor. I agree with what's been said by my colleagues, and I do think that the best thing is to sit down with the landlord and a representative of the families to make sure that we hash this out. Estoy en de acuerdo de lo que han comentado aquí el alcalde y los demás colegas. Creo que es importante hacer una junta con los dueños de los apartamentos y con los representantes de ustedes para poder detallar todas las cosas que un lado dice y otro dice que no. Entonces, teniendo esa junta con las personas representándolas a ustedes y los que estamos representando a la ciudad, va a estar más productivo que estar diciendo que un lado está haciendo esto y que otro lado está haciendo la otra cosa. Para mí lo más importante era inicialmente empezar a pagar el hotel para que todos los que no tuvieran cuarto tuvieran donde quedarse. Entonces, creo que eso es lo que vamos a hacer de aquí para adelante.
Thank you, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. I think one of the other items that was mentioned, and I think that we should ask someone to really look at, is the condition in which they're placing some of the people as well. I think that's very important. Make sure that they're sanitary, that is there, they're clean, they're good, and they're not overcrowded, because it seems like, you know, we've got 16 units and we've got families that are still being displaced, and it seems like there's discrepancy between the landlord and the people that are not being placed right now. And I think we need to look at that, or have someone look at that as well, to make sure that it's accurate, because that's how we're going to determine who we're actually going to be providing the relief funds that we have, or the funding to as well. And then, you know, my advice is for them to get legal counsel and, you know, go after the landlord, you know. But that's me. That's up to you guys to do. Meanwhile, though, we do have something that we have to agree, and I think most of us here have said that we should modify, make exceptions to the agreement that we have. A motion's been made by Andy Carceres, seconded by Carla Perez.
With the modifications that we've been talking about.
And given the
Before you
authority
vote.
given the authority to the,
Yeah, but before you vote, I just want to make sure that staff and us are clear on, the city's allocated $100,000 tonight. There's whatever is going to be in the GoFundMe. Okay? The city is paying for hotel stays. Is that separate from the $115,000, or is the city going to use those funds to pay for the hotel stays, which reduces the amount of individual aid given to families?
well, I think that the original discussion when we first made the motion to have the relief fund was to make sure that they were able to get housing. Now, the 15,000, it seems like, that have come in now, or it could escalate to be a lot more, could be to provide the additional assistance that they may need as well, whether it's, as the Mayor Pro Tem here indicated, looking at the conditions of the home, whether it was a one-bedroom, two-bedroom, if they had, you know, couches in there, they had beds in there, whatever items that they need, that can come out of those funds. Is that agreeable?
I think it is. Mr. Bell, there appears to only be 6 families that are currently either staying in a hotel or somewhere else. The rest of them, according to the information Ms. Taylor gave us, have been placed in new apartments. Correct?
Mostly correct, yes. So there's 11 rooms that are still occupied at the heirs in varying dates, depending on when people will actually take possession of the apartment. So there are 10 that have been reassigned. Some have moved in already, some have keys already but haven't quite moved in because they're waiting to get furnishings or whatever in. But essentially, yes, what you said is...
So those people, we should be able to fund some money for furnishings and stuff so that they can move in immediately, at least be there before Christmas.
If they find a place that's suitable, and I think
She's saying there are 11 that have.
10 of them have, according to what I got from the apartment management company this afternoon, there are 10 that have. There are 5 that are pending.
But Ms. Taylor, I heard from the audience out here that a lot of them have not been placed, and they didn't like some of the conditions where they try to put them in. So that is a problem too as well.
Yes, and they could very well be some of the 5 that have not yet been placed.
Right. So, you know, we need to verify that, that's all, is to make sure that we're providing the assistance where it needs to be provided, and it's not duplicated too as well. Okay, with that, we had a motion.
We could recommend that the city covers the hotel costs in addition to the $100,000, right? And then that way, if there are funds left over in the disaster fund, it stays there in the general fund and there for future use. But that way there's not, concern over how much funding is available per family.
Okay.
But there are 10 or 11 signed leases, is that
Yes.
correct?
Correct.
Okay, so out of those 10 or 11, how many families have not moved into those 10 or 11 units?
I'm showing 3 of the 10 that are listed on what the management company has sent me that are still currently in the hotel.
Okay.
The
so-
others are all pending.
So we should move forward to give them what they need to get into those apartments so we can stop paying the hotel
Yep.
rooms.
Got it.
And then have meetings with the landlords and these tenants
Yep.
to come up with a plan to get them apartments that are suitable.
Yep. Got it.
Okay. You got that, Eric?
I think we collectively have.
Yeah. Great.
And if not, we're willing to volunteer to give information too. All those in favor? My motion's been made.
First, who made the motion?
The motion was made by, I believe, Andy Garaceres and seconded by Carla Perez.
With the amendments.
With the amendments and modifications done, and making exceptions to some of the documents or requirements that are currently in here right now to allow those to receive assistance. Okay? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposition? Hearing none, motion carries. Thank you. We'll move on to tab 4.
Yes, good evening, Honorable Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, members of the City Council. Thank you for the opportunity to present for the Council's consideration our fiscal year 2025-26 mid-year budget update for the general fund operating budget. By way of reminder, this covers the fiscal year beginning July 1 through June 30, and these will include estimates through December 31 this month. And just a couple of notes on budget strategy before we get started with the tables. The council adopted a budget the 25th of June that included reasonable estimates of revenues and expenditures and ending reserves, and the city is in a good place. Our agenda this evening, and we will move quickly through these, will be the status of the most recent audited results. The audit is near completion. We, the Finance Department, delivered what we refer to as the trial balance to the city's contracted auditor last October. So there are no major changes expected. So these are reasonable and firm estimates of the fund balance. We'll take a quick look at general fund estimated revenue year-to-date at the end of December, as well as expenditures, and finish up with department requests, as well as a couple of personnel and operational requests. So I'll just walk through this table quickly. This is where we began at the beginning of the fiscal year, 72.3 million. And the fiscal year ending June, the city recorded 174 million in revenues. That was a contribution of an array of different revenue sources, a little bit better than expected sales tax revenue, and 139 million in expenditures, and that brings us to the 5, revenues over expenditures, and there are some audit entries at year end, as well as transfers out. The council will recall there was a transfer to RUA in the amount of 30 million, 25 million with sewer, 5 million water, and capital grants match, and that's these items right here. That brings us to an estimated fund balance reserve undesignated of 70.3 million. Below these are our reserve fund balances for economic uncertainties, as well as non-spendable, which represents things like prepaids, inventory, and et cetera, as well as reserve for encumbrances at year end. A quick look at general fund revenue in the leftmost column. We have our adopted budget of $165 million for the general fund, and the estimates that you see on the right-hand side with these percentages, these are comparable to last year, same time last year, and where these top three that represent 75% of general fund revenues, where these percentages are, they are a matter of timing. Property tax is remitted to the city by the county, for instance, sales tax by the state, as well as utility user tax and other entities. So the takeaway from this is that revenues at mid-year, again, due to the percentages are due to timing. This is what it looked like this time last year, and no adjustments are recommended for revenue. The pie chart, the distribution, this shows our distribution by source, and of course, sales tax is our primary revenue source. So as such, we want to take just a quick look at sales tax trend. And again, year over year, this is our most recent measurement, which was June of this year by our analytics firm. And some of these percentages, it's a little bit more noise. As you notice, that the actual dollars are relatively small, but the two largest categories in these major industry groupings, of course, are business and industry, and the county pool, which is the city's share as a contribution to the whole. It increases as our sales tax base increases. Quick look at expenditures. Again, our adopted budget from June. Personnel represents 78% per the distribution chart, and operating expenditures, this, just like revenues, it's a matter of timing. So major, whether it be probably major maintenance would be the biggest example, just where it falls in the fiscal year. And operating expenditures for personnel are similar to this time last year. Next, we have a couple of department requests. The personnel requests that you see on the right-hand side, both for public safety. So for the police department, these are the final two crime analyst assistant positions. This represents the 7th and 8th for 8 total roles in the Bureau of the Real-Time Crime Center. Fire, emergency manager in this position addresses citywide preparedness, of course, emergency response coordination, and securing grants and interdepartmental planning. There are a couple of miscellaneous items that are being brought forward that represent the general fund request. One is community development for additional appropriation request for increased costs associated with the ICSC conference. And then with police, there's a request for additional appropriation for firearm replacement project, as well as, so that's addressing outdated ammunition and equipment, as well as SWAT equipment, ballistics, things of that nature. Beyond those, these other requests are non-general fund. So they represent an adjustment to CBDG funding, establishment of, for fire, this is a city, establishment of city match for emergency operations, so the EOC grant. So this is, we need to appropriate these non-general funds, as well as a small adjustment to police. So in conclusion, the city is in a good place. We have no recommendations in terms of adjustment to revenue. The audit is near completion. We expect that to be brought forward in January. And that concludes our report, and we are available to answer any questions or take further direction from the council.
Mayor Pro Tem Scott.
Thank you. When I met with you and the city manager in our meeting to go over this item, I asked a question about the utility users tax and how much per year that tax relates to residential units in the city. Can you give me that amount?
So since that time, I had a discussion with an outside firm of how you would go about determining that. The total amount's approximately 20 million. It is very difficult to stratify between residential or commercial. We get this is self-report. We will receive, for instance, our largest would be something like Edison, and they remit. So our recommendation is to have an outside audit and to verify these, and to see if we can, in fact, make the determination of how much of that is derived from residential.
Well, I think it's a little easier than that, frankly. And I'm very concerned about the economy, not only in this city, this state, and this nation. And we are being taxed to death, charged to death, insurance to death, and we're paying exorbitant amounts for food. We've had some windfalls in sales and property tax. Additionally, there was one sales tax generator that we weren't collecting money from, and we recovered about $20 million from them. So I'm going to propose to this council that we suspend the utility tax on all residential units in this city for a period of 12 months, beginning January 1st. And we've done it before, and we didn't have to do an audit. I don't know why we need to do an audit now. But we need to give some relief back to our residents. They're facing a utility tax increase. They've had a trash increase. We have water and sewer coming up. Edison just raised rates by 13%. We're being taxed and charged to death. And it's time to give something back. So I'm going to propose tonight that we direct your staff to suspend the utility tax for all residential customers in this city for a period of 12 months.
Before we have a second to that, I'd just like to ask a couple of questions.
Sure.
I don't disagree with you on that. I have a question. I know we're pretty solvent in terms of the unrestricted funds, but it goes along the same lines of sales tax, and I'm just curious in terms of fuel and service stations, why, you know, there's a decline in revenue between 2024 and 2025. Is that because of the high cost of gas? Or what? You know, I don't know. Or is it the turf that we're having right now? What attributed to this minus, you know, that we have less sales tax revenue there?
So since the briefing, we took a pretty detailed look. The most recent available data is the second quarter. So fuel prices really hadn't come down, but there seems to be an inverse relationship where They got so high that it seemed to be impacting travel. But that's a large category. It's not just gas stations on the corner. For instance, we have tank farms and things of that nature that are included. So there are some adjustments in there. And again, these percentages, it's 1 quarter prior year versus 1 quarter. So again, sales tax, just like UT, it's self-report. They could be late, so they could miss a quarter. So there can be noise in there. And I had these very questions in our last meeting. We have quarterly updates with the analytics firm. And I asked, what is the nature of this? Why isn't it going the other direction with fuel prices high? And it appears to be a combination of travel and some of the commercial businesses, which again, it could roll over the next quarter, and we'll know very soon if that's the case, and I can advise the council.
The same thing then goes with the building and construction. It seems like, you know, in terms of sales tax, we're not, why is it that we have a decrease? Is it because we're not building, the economy, or what?
It's the economy.
I wouldn't say that. They're not building, but there are times when there's a large project in the prior year. So what you're seeing is just that comparison quarter over quarter. And so if they are, it could represent, you know, the actual channel of a developer, someone, you know, building up inventory, and then that didn't happen the same quarter the following year. So it doesn't necessarily mean a decline. But I will say, looking through sales tax, it's a mixed bag. I mean, in other words, there are positives, double-digit positives, and there are some negatives sprinkled through there as well.
Are you aware there's a gasoline sales tax increase for the state in January?
Sales tax as
Increase.
part of the Bradley Burns or state level? Because
State level. And I believe it's 60 cents a gallon.
Yeah, and I mean, part of that is refineries threatening to leave, but
Well, we all know why they're leaving.
but it doesn't change our share. Our share is that 1% of Bradley Burns.
I'll second Mayor Pro Tem's motion.
Okay, a motion's been made that we, for 12 months, we suspend the utility tax.
Mayor, before you vote, could I give you language that would do that in your resolution?
Yes.
Of course.
Right, you have before you tonight to adopt Resolution 8440. You would add Section 2 to that resolution, and it would read, City Council hereby suspends the utility user tax for residential customers beginning January 1, 2026 through December 31st, 2026.
So moved.
Motion's been made by,
And motion to receive the mid-year budget presentation.
and it was seconded by Andy Caraceres. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any oppositions? Hearing none, motion carries.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
thank you very much. Next, we'll move on to tab 5. We can move this.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, and members of council. Yaz Amrani, your Public Works Director, here to provide some good news in terms of the grant that we received earlier this year. We were approved for Safe Routes to School in the amount of $3.9 million. This project will deliver a lot of safety improvements through enhanced pedestrian and bicycle infrastructure for the schools that have been identified in this report. There are 7 schools, and we are recommending the council to approve the receive of the grant.
I'll second it, but I have a question.
Okay, a motion's been made by Councilmember Carla Perez, seconded by Mayor Pro Tem Ed Scott. Question?
Are you familiar with a new bill that was signed into law that also establishes safe routes for seniors?
I am not.
Can you look into that? And there's supposed to be substantial money for safe routes to seniors. It may not come into place until next year, but it's certainly a novel concept and a good idea, especially around apartment complex, senior centers, and where we want people to walk instead of driving, yet our sidewalks are all popped up in the air where you trip and fall, and we're only taking care of sidewalks between schools and some residential areas. So I'm in support of that. And I do have a question related to that bill, and that is, there's a number of bills that are protection for senior citizens that we don't seem to be aware of. And I'd like to know where our lobbyists are at making us aware of these bills that have been signed into law, because we should be taking advantage of those funds that are available to us, whether it be traffic, transportation, or simple, one of the items is the licensing of caregivers, which is well needed in this state. So I hope you can reach out to our lobbyists and find out where those important bills are at and what we're gonna do to implement our involvement in them.
Okay, a motion's been made and it's been seconded. Any other further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposition? Hearing none, that concludes all the items on the agenda. We'll move into council's report. We'll start with, I would like to start. Okay, with Andy Caraceres.
Thank you, Mayor. Yes, my son's waiting for me for his birthday dinner tonight, so I will make it quick. I just want to start off by thanking our very own Cynthia Alvarado for another great Christmas parade. It seems like every year it just steps up and gets better and better. I think Gabe has some pictures up there. But I also wanted to thank...
There you are eating.
There, I'm eating, yes. I also wanted to thank Councilmember Montoya for helping out with the distribution of all the free conchas and champurrado that we gave out, and also the Rialto Knights cheer team that was out there helping out, volunteering their precious time to give out all the conchas and champurrado. And oh, there's our mayor and Santa. It looks like we all had a great time that evening, and I just want to thank our community. I want to thank all of our staff for a great year. I want to wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And para toda la gente de habla hispana, les quiero desear una feliz Navidad y un próspero año nuevo, que todas sus metas se les cumplan este nuevo año de 2026. Gracias por estar aquí, gracias por estar con nosotros y los seguiremos apoyando en el próximo año. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next I'd like to call on Edward Montoya.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mayor. I also attended the holiday parade and festival, and this was my first one that I've ever attended with the city, and it was a really good time. There was a lot of residents out there. There was a lot of people on the street, but there was a lot of people when we came back here to do the Christmas tree lighting. And thank you, Councilmember Carzales. Thank you for welcoming me to assist you and your family in handing out everything and the assistance of the Rialto High School cheer. It was a really great event. Thank you, everybody who attended. Thank you, staff who put it all together. Thank you, Cynthia. And that is all I have.
Thank you. Next, I'd like to call on Mayor Pro Tem Ed Scott.
Thank you. The only thing I have tonight is I want to wish my colleagues, city staff, and most importantly, the residents of this community, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, I'd like to call on Carla Perez, Councilwoman.
Thank you, Mayor. I have nothing to report. Just want to thank all of our staff for everything they do each and every day. Thank you for all your support, and I would like to wish all of our staff as well as our community happy or a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Feliz Navidad y próspero año nuevo para todos.
Thank you. Next, I'd like to report a little bit. I'd like to thank the Elks Lodge for hosting many of the individuals that were here tonight, speaking in behalf of the Vista View residents. We had turkey that was, well, not turkey, but food that was distributed to those individuals on Thanksgiving Day. So the Elks Lodge was there, and also the Masons were there participating along with about 25 members. And I'd like to personally thank Raul Morales for opening the facilities and allowing us to bring the families and feed them on that particular day. I was one of those individuals that was there as well on Thanksgiving Day, feeding the individuals. And there's a lot of other volunteers that I'll give later on to the council, hopefully that we can provide some kind of certificate and thank them for being there on that day. And I won't mention all of the names that are there, but the Masons and the Elks Lodge that were there, thank you very much, and Raul Morales. Next, I'd like to also state that I attended the an event. It was called Cheers, Christmas Cheers, hosted by Rick Lozano from Channel 11. And also, I'd like to thank Cynthia Alvarado for doing an outstanding job in putting together the Christmas holiday parade that was done on that day. I believe that was, since I've been here in the city of Rialto, I think that's the most I've seen in terms of individuals that actually came out that night and seen the parade that was done. It was well done, and many of the vendors that participated too as well, and many of the activities for a lot of the children. I also like to give a thanks to the police department and the fire department for being there too as well. They're at each and every one of our events. And then also like to, I know that I saw Tim Sullivan there, and I saw Barbara McGee that were also present at that time. So thank you very much for being there. And last but not least, I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Feliz Navidad y prospero año a todos los que están escuchando esta noche. Que todo se le vaya bien. Y gracias. Y ahora voy a llamar a las personas que están en diferentes oficinas aquí. So now I'll call on staff. I'll call on Barbara McGee, City Clerk.
First, I'd like to say a happy holiday to Rialto residents and a healthy and a prosperous new year for the residents, and also staff and my elected officials and city manager and city attorney. But I also wanted to say thanks to NSG for continuing to have the partnership with me to give out toys. In my toy drive, I know you have it in the paper for the 17th, but we have moved it to December the 22nd because the kids are still in school. So that would be December the 22nd at the farmer's market. And I also want to thank staff, Rialto staff, for helping me to give 100 kids gifts throughout Rialto. So I appreciate you for helping me out, and that's from all the departments in the city, from the police, fire, finance, human resource, public works. So I just wanted to say thank you. I appreciate you into helping me to put a smile on the 100 kids that is in the foster homes and the group homes around the city of Rialto.
Thank you. Next, I'd like to call on our city manager, Tanya Williams.
Good evening. No report, but I do want to wish the mayor, city council, the staff here at the city of Rialto, and our residents a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Good. Next, I'd like to call on our assistant city manager, Tim Sullivan.
Thank you, Mayor. No reports for me tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, I'd like to call on Eric Vale, our city attorney.
Thank you, Mayor. In lieu of a report, I'd just like to wish everybody in here, at home, in your community, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Winter Solstice, whatever floats your boat in terms of what you're going to celebrate this winter season. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, I'd like to call on our police chief, Mark Klein.
Good evening, Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, and Council. First of all, on behalf of the Police Department, we'd actually like to express our sincere hope that you have a very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, Madam City Clerk and my colleagues here. Just very briefly, just to let you know that we're very busy, but I think that just goes because of the increased staffing that you've provided us. During the month of November, we processed and took about 7,139 calls for service, which is an increase. We cleared 451 of those by arrest, and we took a little over 1,100 reports. The building's coming along. If you drive along Willow, you'll see the lights are on. So power is to the building. They're continuing to get all the finishing touches for the inside with anticipation that we'll hopefully move in by mid-January. And then again, I'll reiterate, I understand that council wants to take a walkthrough of the building. We just want to make sure that it's a little clean before you have any type of trip hazards in there. So I'll have that happen just before we take occupancy. Anyway, thank you so much for everything that you've done for us this year. And again, on behalf of the PD, really appreciate you all. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, I'd like to call on our acting fire chief, Chris Jensen.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. On behalf of Rialto Fire, we just want to wish everybody happy holidays, and just a reminder to be safe during this holiday season. As Chief Kling just mentioned, it's been very busy, and we continue to have a lot of fires in and around the city, and so please pay extra attention to safety. Have 2 ways out of your home. Don't use candles, and keep your Christmas trees watered. And we appreciate the community and all the hard work that all our colleagues and the council have done on behalf of Rialto Fire. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, I'd like to call on our Community Development Director, Christina Taylor.
Thank you, Mayor. Nothing to report this evening.
Thank you. Next, I'd like to call on Yachts.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and no report from me. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, I'd like to call on our Parks Recreation Director, Cynthia Alvarado.
Good evening, Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, and members of the council. Here's what's going on in Rialto. Our youth basketball winter season skills assessment and registration is happening now through Friday at Carl Johnson Center Gym. Registration starts at 6 p.m. Our Charlie Brown Christmas Senior Social will be Thursday, December 11th at the Grace Vargas Senior Center from 2 to 4 p.m. The Teen Center Laser Tag Holiday Party will be Friday, December 12th at the Rialto Community Center in the Francis Brooks Building from 4 to 7 p.m. Rec and Roll will be Saturday morning at Frisbee Park from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Pet Pictures with the Grinch are going to be Saturday, December 13th at Frisbee Dog Park from 12:30 to 2:30 p.m. Ms. Barbara has updated the toy drive information, which will be on December 22nd. Feeding America Senior Mobile Pantry food distribution will be Wednesday, December 17th at Grace Vargas Senior Center from 9 to 11, as well as the Department of Aging and Adult Services bus pass distribution will be Wednesday, December 17th at Grace Vargas Senior Center from 10 to 11 a.m. And on behalf of my department, I'd like to give my team a shout out along with all the other sister departments that helped make Saturday happen. But most importantly, our amazing city clerk for being the hostess with the mostest and doing the VIP reception for our dignitaries. She did an amazing job as always, and it just helps make our life easier. So happy holidays, everybody.
Thank Okay, thank you. Next, I'd like to call on our Finance Director, Scott Williams.
Thank you, Mayor. No further update.
Next, I'd like to call on our Human Resources, Shalma Karen.
Thank you, Mayor. Nothing to report.
Next, I'd like to call Utilities Director, Shashin.
Thank you, Mayor. No update. Happy holidays, everyone.
Thank you. That concludes our department. Do I hear a motion to adjourn? Motion's been made by Councilmember Carla Perez to adjourn, seconded by Edward Montoya, Councilmember. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposition? Hearing none. Council's adjourned.